Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Golf After Hours. I'm your host, Mike Ratchman. You're watching this live on the Texas Golf Insider Network. Dave is going to jump in here right after the break. But folks, we got actually a full lineup for you tonight. Our guest tonight, our international golf writer, Art Strickland. He attended a bucket list event. Now, we've all had that bucket list, but he's going to share it with us tonight. It was a great experience. So stick around for that. Art's always been a regular to the show, but everybody's got the bucket list, and if you have one, man, we'd like to hear about it. Just give us a comment, and we'll be sure to bring it up here at the end of the show. And at the turn, we have a golf specialty shop manager at Shields Sporting Goods. John Tilley's going to be here. It's one of the largest DFW shopping malls. It's like a shopping mall in the DFW area. And a special guest, Eric Casper, Director of Golf at the newly renovated Cypress Bend Golf Resort in Manny, Louisiana. Hey, listen, plus we're doing a big giveaway. And we'll talk about the giveaway here right after the break, or at least at the turn. And there's a few things that you can win. All you got to do is make a few guesses, and we'll put you in the pool for a winner. It's going to last for 1 month. So we'll get to that right after the break. And listen, we'll take your comments and read them live. You know the old deal. Grab yourself a cold one. It's Golf After Hours. We'll be right back after the break. To Golf After Hours, Mike Ratchman here, and my running buddy for 18 years, Dave Roberts, and still running. I don't know if he's running with me or running away from me, but that's Dave Roberts with you. And then we have international golf writer Art Strickland, who is not a stranger to the show. He's been joining this show for a decade now. One of the biggest traveling guys on the planet, and Art has had a bucket list experience, but Art, we're going to get to that here shortly. I want to talk a little bit about the British Open. I don't know if you had a chance, Artie, to watch it, but I did. Some of those nights I was just going to bed, watching it, and so I got to. What was your thought on the Open? I know Sheffy's a perfect guy for this. He played so well. And he was so much fun to watch. Good for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of my favorite majors to watch, Reg. I mean, because you had the element, I think their tagline I saw on their grandstands this year was forged by nature. And you certainly saw that. I mean, Saturday was really what they would call very dodgy weather over there. Dodgy. It was rain. It was wind, and I love the quote from Scotty Scheffler when somebody in the media center said, "Scotty, when's the last time you hit a 3-wood on a par 3 like you did today?" And Scotty was like, "I don't know. Maybe I was in junior golf. Maybe I was 8 years old or something." But just the great conditions. I took an art of golf trip there in May, and we had 8 guys, and when we played, the first couple of holes were straight downwind. In fact, I almost drove the green on the first 2 holes because the wind was blowing so hard. But on Thursday, when those guys started out, the wind was blowing directly in their face, and it totally switched around. So, great stuff. Great stuff at the Open. I like the dodgy weather. I think that
you can tell that you've been there a couple times. You're using the dodgy thing. It's kind of
that's a local term for you. But I think a true champion does well in every condition. And Bryson said afterwards, he said, "I'm not really used to this. I can do well when it's warm and windy." And it's like, well, it's never warm and windy in Scotland. It might be windy, but it's not ever warm. So, good for, Xander coming from San Diego, where they certainly didn't face those conditions, but good
Right.
for Xander on that.
Hey, David, did you get to watch some of that? And the reason I'm asking about you guys watching it, they didn't do well when it came to broadcasting and viewership. Was down like 4 or 5%. I was one of the guys. That's one of my favorites. So I can get up in the morning. I can go to bed at night and watch it. Get up in the morning. And so, Dave, I didn't know if you had a chance to do that.
Yeah, I was up early every morning. I thought it was going to be a jewel, but it turned out to be my guy. He had 16 pars too, and 2 bogeys the first day, and then he went on a rant, and then he went down the toilet from there. But getting up, and then I was playing at a VFW tournament at Fort Sam, and I had it streaming on my phone, and it's kind of funny is the overnight leader shot under par and still lost. So it's just one of those unique things. Art, I was over there almost this time last year. You're right. There's no such thing as warm and windy. It's either windy or it's cold.
It's not warm.
I had more clothes than Imelda Marcos going, man. I looked like a Taylor Swift concert, man. I was changing all over the time because we'd play the golf course, and British golf is so different, and that, Art, because of it's not like American golf where you can fly it up. You can roll it up. You can top it up. You can't hit towards the flag half the time because you got these hills and dales in the middle of the green. And I will tell you one
thing.
Can't
see the flag half the time.
That Open Championship had one of the smallest greens. I mean, come on, man. When I saw they were doing a little comparison, I was remembering the night I slept after a long night at your house, sleeping on your southwest green. And I'm thinking to myself, that's about as size of that green that those guys on 11 were hitting. And I'm like, my God, no wonder like Rory's coming there all nice and exciting. And, after like about a 6 or a 7 that he made on the hole, that thing, I don't even think is 10 square feet. That thing is, God, you can't eat. But it was fun to watch. Because it's my second favorite turnabout besides the Masters.
Yeah.
Because as we found out, at any time, anywhere, Shane Lowry proved it. You can be the leader, and then next thing you know it, you're off the leaderboard.
Yeah.
Hey, Artie, what do you think about, it was brutal for me. I watched it Friday and Saturday. I'm sorry, Thursday and Friday. But to watch Rory do what he did, I mean, it was a little brutal for me because, he's in front of family. He's not far from a home here, and and everybody had such high expectations. He was right at the top where everybody was betting money on this guy. And after a while, and again, I'm okay with being a fan of McIlroy, but boy, after Friday, it was like, oh man, I can't watch this anymore. And I think he even started taking the camera off. And what happened to him?
Like we've talked before, I think, Reg, at that level, at the elite pro level, which all those guys are on, it is 90 to 95% mental and it's 5% physical. Because if you don't have the physical skills, you're not at the elite pro level. You're down there on the miniatures trying to scrap it out somewhere. But those guys, it's a lot mental. And, Johnny Miller had a great line one time, and Johnny Miller didn't mind saying what he thought and what he thought was going on. And when Rory missed those 2-3 footers on the back 9 at Pinehurst, Johnny Miller would have said, "That's just nerves, Raj. That's just nerves." And I mean, how else can you explain it? Then he follows up with a missed cut, and it's just it's just mental. I think that. If I'm Rory, I'm calling Deborah Graham or somebody.
No. Bob Botella can't help
I knew Dave was going to have his 2 cents. I'll let you go, Dave. Because I know you're a big fan.
I'm a big fan of Rory McIlroy.
Let me just ask you this. Okay.
Go ahead.
You're a big fan of him. I get it. And I know you're ready to jump in real quick. But, if you think that when he missed those 2 footers, that's still in his head, and it's leaning over into a cut. Now he's leaning over a bad game at the Masters. Tell me about it. You're the big fan of him.
Here's the deal. Back in the day, Rory McIlroy got on top of the leaderboard because he was engaged to Carolyn Walensky, and all of a sudden they broke it off. And the next thing you know, he strung about 6 wins in a row, right? Because he didn't have the ring on his finger. So then all of a sudden, he's playing great. He's playing great. He gets married. His game goes south. They file for divorce or split up or whatever he did. And he's going, and they're talking Golf Channel Babe and all that other stuff. He all of a sudden starts winning again. Yes, I know. Amanda. Oh, Amanda. She's like,
Dave,
that's just her
every
head.
time.
And then, because look what happened.
That's a value on this. That's for
at
sure.
the U.S. Open, they announced they're getting back together, and he choked a 2-foot putt like a bad grocery bill at HEB. I'm telling you. And it's don't get married.
I'm just going to apologize for all the ladies who chime in during the week. That Dave is single, okay? Dave is single.
No, because listen to this. On all seriousness, back in the day, Jack Nicklaus, he had an interview, and Art, you probably remember this. He's talking about Tiger Woods when Tiger Woods was up and coming, and he got married and all this. And he says, you know what? Tiger Woods is going to break all my records, okay? And it's going to probably be impressive. But what I'd like to see is Tiger Woods break all my records when he's married. Mm-hmm. And that was in an interview from Jack Nicklaus. So the greatest golfer who ever lived is just saying it in a more serious way than Dave Roberts.
Yeah, and Jack had 5 kids when he won all his majors, so go figure that.
Well, there's jokes to go to that, but you know what? I love the Golden Bear.
And he's still unbeatable. Nobody has broken the record.
And nobody
still holds it. Married, 5 kids.
That's right.
Okay, that's it.
See, I'm telling you. See, I had backup to the backup. I could be a vice president candidate. See how I just kind of come off the cuff and then get back into it? I'm telling you, man. Dave in 24, baby. Dave in 24.
Hey, listen, Dave, hey, one more question before we get to your bucket list, Art. They just got to making a big announcement. Keaton Bradley picked up Webb Simpson, and as a captain, co-captain, or vice captain, what's your take on that? He's a hell of a player. Got several wins. He's been on the tour forever. Of course, we don't see much of him anymore. He's really ranked way down there. But what's your take on him? We got a pretty young group now taking over the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, I think the best take I heard was from the caddy when I was over in Iceland. And, caddies are just what what they think. They're not going to hold back.
Yeah.
And he said, he goes, the PGA wanted Tiger, and when Tiger turned them down, they had no backup plan. And they're just throwing darts. And
that's a good point.
I know a lot of people with the PGA, a lot of people. And tell me that wasn't your only backup plan? He might do great, but really, as Dave said, you got to have a backup to the backup, and it seems like they had none.
You know what? The only thing missing, Art, is those 1999 ugly shirts. That's all it's missing in this Ryder Cup right now.
Winning shirts, not ugly, winning shirts.
Well, they were winning ugly winning shirts.
I was a little shocked with Keegan Bradley, and I like him. I like him as a player. He's fun to watch. But when he picked Webb Simpson, I'm going, man, there is nothing that I think I'm kind of liking here for the Ryder Cup. But again,
Dave Roberts next.
Well, and I agree with that, because here's the deal. Thanks, Art. I appreciate it. Joe Valentini already put my name on the presidential ballot. But think about this, guys. We're already going to have some of the best players in the world, except we need to move that one Wyndham Clark out and put someone back in named Bryson DeChambeau, okay, because he's hot, okay? But think about this. You're now trying to sell this event to the public, okay? And when you're putting some great players in there, Keegan Bradley, Webb Simpson, all them in there, you need somebody with some fire. That's like what's going on with the W between Caitlin Clark and the U.S. team. You're trying to market this event, right? You need to get somebody exciting in there. Tiger would have been the perfect choice. And I know folks don't let the lightning strike me in the background because I said I like Tiger, okay, because I haven't said that in about 18 years. But you need somebody that is polarizing but as well as smart. And they're all smart, but you need a polarizing figure. You know who would have been a perfect person? I would think maybe Freddie Couples would have been a perfect person for the Ryder Cup.
And Freddie would have done it too. He would have done it.
Bad
Well, I think
back
all
wall.
those guys, there's many people out there that are shocked that they weren't picked. But now we got Keaton Bradley, now we got Webb Simpson. And you're right.
Me and Art should have done it. Because Art is the smarts, the brains of the thing, and then I'm going to be the Barnum and Bailey. I'm going to go out and promote it.
You got passion and
Art's going to go, Dave. I think that we should do this because their player profile says this, and I'm going to go, Art. That's good, and it made the team look good. See, that's the kind of.
Hey, don't be surprised.
Hey,
don't be surprised, Dave, if you don't get a call.
Hey, that's a bucket list for me to be a Ryder Cup.
Hey, speaking of bucket lists,
let's talk about those bucket lists because it's exciting.
It's a good lead-in.
See how we do these
tell
things.
us about your bucket list, man. I want to hear all about it.
Yeah, well, it was just such an incredible adventure, and I needed to tell some other people because, it's open to the public, but I got an invite to play in the 35th annual Arctic Open in Iceland. Arctic Open in Iceland. And 35th annual, and it's sponsored by Iceland Air, which not surprisingly is the largest airline in Iceland. And but really a unique event. It's nicknamed the Midnight Sun Open because it's in the summertime in Iceland. It is light for 24 hours a day. It is light at 3 a.m. as it is at noon, and so. Tee time started at 11 p.m. They started at 11 a.m., went to 11 p.m. People were still finishing at 4 a.m. But at 4 a.m. over in Iceland, it's perfectly light. So great event, about 285 people in there, all over the place. They came from Europe, obviously. They came from Iceland. They came from all over Europe. They came from Mexico, came from Canada, wearing their matching Maple Leaf shirts. We had an American contingent from Arizona, from New York, Texas. So great event, Iceland Open, Arctic Air Open, and it's really open to anybody. Anybody can do it. It's a Stapleford system, paired up with people. And, we played at Arctivish Golf Club, which was actually designed by Jack Nicklaus, and Jack's picture's on the wall. So maybe my picture will be on the wall after that. But it is
that's in the post office, dude, and it says "wanted" on it. Art.
Yeah. So Reykjavik is the capital of Iceland. We flew from New York to Reykjavik, and then we went to Aktuvi as where this tournament was held, about an hour north, and we flew in the Arctic Air turboprop where they, had the propeller to wind up the engines and everything. But very interesting, great golf course. I think I sent you some pictures, Ratch.
Yeah, you did. We got to run it.
Beautiful snow-capped mountains. It wasn't as cold as I thought. The saying that people have is usually true. There is no ice in Iceland, and there is no green in Greenland. And
then I can't have no iced tea.
To be true, I've been to both places now, and
so that's exciting. Art, this is cool because I'm looking at the pictures, and I'll be in Anchorage on Sunday.
Yeah,
doing my Grow Golf Around the World tour. You're just getting me jazzed up, man. I mean,
yeah. So I would highly recommend. There's obviously a website, Arctic Open 2025. They're shooting for 285 people. I would just encourage people to go up there. You can fly direct from New York, from Raleigh-Durham, from Atlanta, a lot of places on the East Coast, fly direct into Reykjavik, which is where, Reagan and Gorbachev had their famous summit in 1986. For really old people like me and Ratch, it's where Bobby Fischer and Boris Spassky had the match of the century, a chess match of the century, 1972. So fly direct into that, hour to Arctuki, and great golf course there. Very hospitable. A lot of Icelandic lamb, a lot of the happy wedding cake, which is their traditional dessert. Sorry, Dave, but that's what it is.
Oh,
The local beer, I know that you'd be wanting to know this. The local beer of Iceland is Gull, Gull. Gull is the local beer. And
Nice.
so lots of Gulls served there, a lot of Icelandic lamb, a lot of whiskey. And, it wasn't as cold really as I thought it would be because I brought to steal someone else's wine. I brought enough clothes to be a Imelda Marcus when I was there. But it was probably 40s in the morning, probably 50, low 50s in the afternoon.
Oh,
A lot of snow, but they said 3 weeks before we got there, they had 2 inches of snow and they had an inch of ice. So their season in Iceland is probably about mid-May to maybe early October. Mid-May to early October is their season. There is 18 hole golf courses. The R&A, which, as you know, just did the British Open at Rotherham, considers Arctuvia Golf Course, where we played, the northernmost 18-hole golf course in the world. Northernmost 18-hole golf course in the world. So, you're looking for a bucket list. You're looking for something unique. These guys from New York, I talked to them and said, why are you guys here? He said, we read about it in a magazine. We thought, how cool would that be to play in the Midnight Sun Arctic Open? And so you get a 11 p.m. tee time, you finish at 4, no problem. Got plenty of light. And so that's why if you're ever going to get any sleep there, you need some really heavy blackout curtains.
Hey, Artie, thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us. And, for a guy who's been on the road and all over the world, for you to have a bucket list, that's huge. So you said this was your bucket list. And, I'm just about to dive into the Golf Bucket List book that's out there. And I'm looking forward to reading it. But Artie, we're up against the clock, man. I'm getting the finger from our producer here saying we got someone in the blue. We got someone in the blue room. Hey, so what's the name of the event? Is there a website you can get?
Sure. It is the Arctic Open. The Arctic Open, presented by Iceland Air, and you could just go on their website. It's arcticopen.com, and 2025 Arctic Open, and nicknamed the Midnight Sun Open because the sun, and then in the wintertime, obviously it shifts around and you get about 4 hours of daylight. And here you get 24, but thermal baths. We did whale watching on a Zodiac boat. If you want to feel like you're cheating death sometime, go out on one of those 18-foot rubber Zodiac boats and go get a whale that's about 3 times the size of the boat. That'll improve your spizzer-income there.
Well, it sounds like you had a good time, Artie.
Great.
Appreciate you coming on the show
encourage
and sharing it with
Arctic
us.
Open 2025
I'm getting
is going to
excited.
be in June, and check the website and make a bucket list of your own there.
Artie, thanks for sharing, man. Have yourself a good rest of the week, and we'll catch up with you real soon.
Hey, always good to be with you guys, and like I said, stay tough and stay warm.
Woo!
All right, buddy.
Love it.
Have yourself a good week. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Hey, folks, listen, we're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, we're going to go to DFW area and catch up with something special. Don't go away. If you haven't had a cold one yet, go get it now. We'll be right back after the break.
I'm going to be a snow gummy next week.
Book your next tee time at Cypress Bend Golf Resort in Toledo Bend Lake Country. The stunning redesigned course welcomes players of all levels, from new golfers to seasoned pros. Located along Toledo Bend Lake, the course features 10 unforgettable waterfront holes with lush fairways and panoramic views. Big fun awaits you beyond the greens. Book a guided fishing trip at our world-class fishery. Visit the new Toledo Bend Family Adventure Park. Swing into action and plan your dream getaway to Toledo Bend Lake Country today.
Just minutes north of San Antonio on Highway 281, you will find Valor Creek Golf Club in Blanco, Texas. Valor Creek is now offering stay-and-play packages starting at $150 per person per night. Relax in the beautifully furnished Tuscany Heights condominium and walk out your front door and play one of the Hill Country's premier semi-private golf courses. So break away from the city and make Valor Creek the perfect getaway for a peaceful weekend or family outing. Call us now at 830-833-0706 or go to www.vcgc.
Welcome to the Scott Schreiner Golf Course in the heart of Kerrville, where the beauty of the hill country meets the thrill of the game. Experience golf like never before on a meticulously designed 18-hole course, a golfer's paradise surrounded by nature's splendor. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just getting into the swing of things, our course caters to all skill levels, guaranteeing you have a top-notch golf experience. Discover Scott Schreiner Golf Course, where passion meets play in the heart of the hill country. Book your tee time today and let the adventure begin.
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comel River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today or visit us online at landaparkgolfcourse.com.
Are you ready to treat you and your friends to a great golfing experience? If so, it's time to tee it up at the Club at Star Ranch. Located in Hutto, just 30 minutes from Austin, the Club at Star Ranch offers manicured fairways, pure putting greens, and multiple tee options for all skill levels to enjoy. Home of the 4-hour round, the Club at Star Ranch is rated 4.6 stars and strives for course consistency so you and your friends can enjoy that golf experience you deserve. The Club at Star Ranch, where your next round awaits.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back again to Golf After Hours. I'm your host, Mike Ratchman, Dave Roberts. We have a special guest. We're going all the way up to Dallas now. We got John Tilley. He's the golf specialty shop manager at Shields Sporting Goods. Now, I knew nothing, John. Welcome to the show, by the way. I appreciate you taking time out. After taking a look at the place you work for, which is huge, I've never heard of the company before. I really have never heard of the company. And I had a chance to jump online. What an amazing place that you're the manager of. I don't know how you can take care of all of that, just one guy like that, overseeing such a project. Tell us a little bit about it. Hey, by the way, first, before we get started, I know you and Dave have a long-term relationship. You guys knew each other for quite a long time. Tell us a little bit about that before we get to that.
Absolutely. So I knew Dave when I was probably 6 years old. He was the head pro out at the Golf Club of Texas. That was probably the closest driving range to Devine, which is a small town that I'm from, south of San Antonio. So I met Dave through there, and, that's how our relationship started. As I grew up in the Southern Texas PGA, Dave was running operations, and even once I got older, when I was working with the Southern Texas PGA, I got the honor of working with Dave all the way up through college. And I cannot stress enough how good the Southern Texas PGA was for us, not only playing golf, but working with him and all the things that it has given me in my professional career that has allowed me to have the opportunities I do now. Like, there's no doubt I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for the Southern Texas PGA in multiple aspects.
Well, that's a good shout out, man.
Man, that's tears to my eyes.
I see a little sparkle come down.
I'm not even going to go say, John Lawton, I love you, babe. I'm not going to say it.
Well, John, tell us a little bit about Shields Sporting Goods, because it's not just sporting goods and sporting wear. And, you know, and we can get to the golf if you want to talk about that, but that's much more than golf.
Absolutely. So our specific store is 331,000 square feet, 2 stories. You get right in the middle of the store, there is a 75-foot Ferris wheel. The way I kind of explained it to people that have never been, it's a little bit of a reinvention of the mall. You know, it's like a Cabela's, a Bass Pro, a Nordstrom's, an Edwin Watts, Golf Galaxy.
Whatever I'm looking for, first place I go to is Shields.
And it's an employee-owned company out of Fargo, North Dakota. We are now up to, I believe, 33, coming on 34 locations, with 2 opening, 1 at the end of this year, none opening in 2025, and then we will actually have a Cedar Park location in 2026. But essentially, if you can't find what you want at Shields, you probably need some new hobbies. I mean, it goes from everything. You got basketball courts, golf, hunting, fishing, all the clothing you can think of downstairs, and so much more. You know, one of our biggest shops in the entire store right now is shoes, both on the men's and women's side. And you wouldn't believe how many people are shopping shoes. You know, right now in specific, downstairs is very crowded because, you know, back to school is here already. So they're all doing their back to school shopping downstairs. And I mean, it's just, the traffic in here is unbelievable.
Oh, we got a little froze up.
No, we're all good.
Dave,
all good?
Still there?
Yeah, I'm listening to this. This is just like totally awesome.
Johnny, you still there?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I got you. I think Mikey's froze up, but that's okay.
I was about to say, I think he is the one frozen.
Well, you know, that's what happens when, you know, he's thinking about the Iceland Open in the previous section and everything. But tell everybody, because it is a destination. I mean, you've got the fishing, the team sports. Is the concept just to appeal the entire facility to each and everybody, no matter what you're trying to do, background, whether it's sports, non-sports, young, old?
Without a doubt, there's something for everybody. It's just you know, people call it a sporting goods store. Actually, on the side of our store, it's called All Sports. So not only is it appealing to the sports, you know, the 2 layers, right? How it works. Upstairs, that you have your golf, hunting, fishing. On the other side, you'll have, you know, basketball, yard games, exercise equipment, football. You know, football's huge here in Texas. So it is something for everybody to go to, but at the same time, it's a destination. There are attractions. You know, we said the Ferris wheel. We have a cafe, a coffee shop that's now including breakfast. So you got breakfast, lunch, dinner. There's a mini bowling alley in there, as well as a little arcade section, a home decor section as well on the 2nd floor. So there's all sorts of little attractions throughout the store. Not to mention they have a playground downstairs in the youth area.
Wow, that's like exciting. Okay, so let's go back a second, because in the beginning of the interview, and Mike's trying to unfreeze himself right now. I think he's putting on warmer clothes to get back on the internet or something. But you talked about being employee owned. Do you think that is a vital part to Shield's success, instead of having just like these major corporations where you got a guy who doesn't know nothing about sports or anything, a suit as we would call him? You're employee owned, and y'all do you get that much input into what's going on with everything?
Absolutely. So, you know, the gentleman that runs our store, his name is Trevor. He is on the executive committee. Everybody that is on the executive committee has worked in a store location, and most of them multiple store locations. And everything we do is at a store level. You know, it's not a one-time corporate order, this, that. You know, if I see a driver that's doing really well this year, I get to, hey, we're going to stock up on this driver. It might be this loft and this flex that are doing really well. And we do all that kind of ordering at a store level. And then on top of that, a big thing we talk about is ownership. It really does feel like I run my own golf shop. I do all the ordering. I do all the backstocking. I do all the merchandising, along with my team as well. But we get to do all that, and we feel like it's a piece of us because, we are rewarded off of how well each individual shop and it all together comes in a big picture. If shoes is doing well and people are coming in to buy shoes, guess what? They're going to walk around. They're going to be into the golf section. And it goes like that for every which part.
And one thing I do know about Shields, you're not just like a big department store and then, oh, by the way, there's golf, or by the way, there's basketball. Y'all have a wide variety of stuff in each one of your departments.
Absolutely. We really, as I said earlier, my title is specialty shop. We try to have specialty shops that have everything. And, the secret sauce to it is they get guys that, for instance, in my case, I've grown up playing golf. I've been around the game forever. It is, the obsession I have. It's what I love to do. So then I come into work and I'm doing things that I love to do, working with products that I love to know about. Next thing you know, happier employees, happier experience. It all ties in, and it's very, very well done.
Well, let's talk about price range because I think that's very funny. I was looking at the notes for tonight's show that you had forwarded. Anything from $1.49 to $21,000. Wow.
Absolutely. It's, you get over into that gun room and there are some incredible prices you see, but there's also, they find a way to have a value for everybody, In golf, for example, right? You go into the store and let's just use Callaway, for example. They have their latest line. But Callaway and TaylorMade, they do a great job. They have something from the year before that, and usually it's about 3-year life cycle. And there's a product there for anybody. Now, when we even go all the way down to the base level of, hey, I'm just getting into golf. I need a valuable package set to kind of create habits.
Right.
So there is literally something in this store for everybody in every single section, no matter if you're a top shelf level expert or just getting into it, and everything in between, we're going to be able to get you taken care of.
And of course, you got an A rating by the Better Business Bureau, but you have something else that I think is vitally important, because in today's dog eat dog world of not only golf but other things, you have a price match guarantee. How does that work?
Yeah, so it's pretty simple. If you find it somewhere else, we're going to match it. Now, there are little things that go into that, per se. If it is a $500 item and we have it at $510, but if you were to buy it, you pay $20 for shipping, we're still going to have the lower price in that technicality. But all day, every day, whether it's Amazon, online, in another store, we price match without a doubt.
Wow, that is totally...
Smiles on our face.
That's what it's all. That's what it's all about, is taking. See, and I think what you're doing is, because I preach this now in my Grow Golf Around the World when I'm doing my military Air Force golf, is customer service is one thing, but you want to create a great customer experience. And I think y'all are headed in that direction, because just with the Ferris wheel alone, come on, who's going to walk in there? There's only one other major giant, and that's an insurance agency out of headquarters out of Wisconsin that has a big Ferris wheel in the middle of their facility. That right there that's awesome.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. The first time I walked in, I was getting my grips changed because it was a little bit cheaper than anywhere else, and I had just moved here. I was like, well, I've never heard of this golf store. Let me go check it in. And I get in the parking lot. Oh, my goodness. This is a facility. I thought it was all going to be a golf at first. I was shocked.
Wow. And golf is booming, so y'all are taking advantage of that. Right now we're having record numbers on top of record numbers. Ladies, they're highest that they've ever been. And
absolutely.
How is your ladies' selection on golf and other sports?
We're solid. We've got something on the ladies section. Everything from your beginning package sets. Now on the ladies side in specific, there's a few more package sets that are kind of premier, but under the same breath, We've got clothing, shoes, and we can do any type of fitting for new in products, men, women, and everything in between.
This is totally awesome. Don't pay attention to me right now. I just took a picture and texted it to your dad, and your dad says hello. And, and you know what his famous words are? I'm hip. I'm hip. That's the first thing he put on the text message. Well, we're up against the clock. Give us a website to go to. We would like to get all this out to all of our listeners and our viewers. Next time up there in the area to visit. I mean, this facility, I can't wait. I've got to go up there. I've got to go to the Frisco pretty soon, and I think I might drive over and just hunt you down.
I'll be looking forward to that. That'd be a pleasure. If you want to see any assortment or anything that we have, you can always go to shields.com. Another thing, if you're going to be in this area, if you just look into Grandscape, we are located in a giant outside shopping center, kind of. It's got dining and Dreddy's. It's got everything. It is a very, very neat area. It's well worth visiting here in the colony.
Well, John, it was great to catch up to you, and I'm honored. I am so happy for your success because, like I said, we've grown, 20-something. My God, that long, man, that long.
Absolutely.
So
it's been good.
As your dad would say, I'm hip, baby. We appreciate you taking time on the show. I know that you're busy. We're going to catch up with you. I got your cell phone number. I'll give you a jingle after I get back from Alaska, and maybe when I'm heading up that way, we can get together, have lunch.
Absolutely, we'll be in touch. Maybe even play a little golf.
I still can play a little golf. I still move the
ball.
Oh, I know. All right, my brother. Hey, folks, this is John Tilley from Shields. Folks, we're going to take a quick break, so go get yourself a cold one. We're going to go try to find out where Mike went. I think he got frozen after the Iceland comment. So you're listening to Mike and Dave on Golf After Hours. We'll be back in just a couple of moments.
Book your next tee time at Cypress Bend Golf Resort in Toledo Bend Lake Country. The stunning redesigned course welcomes players of all levels, from new golfers to seasoned pros. Located along Toledo Bend Lake, the course features 10 unforgettable waterfront holes with lush fairways and panoramic views. Big fun awaits you beyond the greens. Book a guided fishing trip at our world-class fishery. Visit the new Toledo Bend Family Adventure Park. Swing into action and plan your dream getaway to Toledo Bend Lake Country.
It's the Independence Day sale at Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Take advantage of incredible deals like 20% off all used clubs, Orange Dot apparel starting at $29.99, and all closeout shoes and bags get an extra 20% off. Shop in store or online for great Independence Day deals. Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comal River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today or visit us online at landaparkgolfcourse.com.
Just minutes north of San Antonio on Highway 281, you will find Valor Creek Golf Club in Blanco, Texas. Valor Creek is now offering stay-and-play packages starting at $150 per person per night. Relax in the beautifully furnished Tuscany Heights condominium and walk out your front door and play one of the Hill Country's premier semi-private golf courses. So break away from the city and make Valor Creek the perfect getaway for a peaceful weekend or family outing. Call us now at 830-833-0706 or go to www.vcgc.golf. That's vcgc.golf.
Everybody, welcome back into Golf After Hours. I'm your host, Mike Ratchman. Finally got my internet back up and going. Somebody froze it. But I think we're back.
Spain Beach.
I tell you what, I tried like hell to get back in here, Davey.
That's
But hey,
okay.
listen, we're gonna go right to Louisiana, man. We got Eric Casper. He's director of golf at Cypress Bend Golf Resort. And folks, if you've not been there before, it's quite the experience. And we're going to talk all about it. Eric, welcome to the show, man. Long time no see.
Thank you, Mike. Pleasure to be here.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got to be pretty tickled about what you got going on at Cypress Bend. I mean, you guys shut down for a while. First of all, before you even shut down, I mean, the course, beautiful place to come play. And
it's always recognized as one of the most beautiful places. You're right. It's got the topography, the hills, the pine trees, the lake right there. They had a few quirky holes, and the conditions never matched up to the quality of the course. But now they do, and they've redesigned 4 of the holes, and it's just beautiful. It's getting rave reviews from everybody.
Sorry, I'm not frozen. I'm listening because I love Louisiana, and the golf there is incredible, and so is everything else, especially the food. That's why I'm still rounder than a quarter pounder. But I'm looking forward to hearing about your stay and play packages, because even though I travel around the world with my job, I love to go on vacation. I don't like to let the grass grow under my feet, because then that means I'm ready to, you know what I'm saying? So tell us about the stay and play packages over at your facility.
Well, we are associated with the American Liberty Hospitality runs the Cypress Bend Hotel, which is affiliated with Wyndham Hotels. The golf course and the hotel are managed by different companies, so there's a little coordinated effort that needs to go on with these packages. The rooms vary in price structure based on the number of people you have and with the time of the day, time of year you stay. The golf is consistent. We offer you a 20% discount on the golf fees whenever you play and stay in the hotel. On weekdays, Monday through Thursday, that would come to $50 a round per person. And Thursday, Friday, Saturday with the hotel stay and play, it would be $80. We can build them anyway. We can let you stay in the hotel and you pay the hotel, and that takes care of all your golf. Or you can pay the hotel and pay the golf, but we still give you the package rate.
So let me back up just a little bit, Eric. Explain to us about the renovations and what you guys actually did to the course. Was it a complete reconstruction, or were you changing any of the holes at all, or it was just a really major facelift?
Well, we looked at it, and it all started in 2022. We analyzed the course, and some of the greens weren't putting as smoothly as we wished. They had old regular Bermuda greens. We wanted to upgrade them. So we brought in Jeff Bloom, the architect out of Houston, first just to look at redoing the greens. And then Jeff suggested we had such a beautiful golf course, we have to redo the greens. If you do the greens, you redo the irrigation. And then the bunkers that the greens were surrounded by, and the tee boxes. And then he came up with a new design on, I mentioned we had redone 4 of the holes. We redid number 8, 9, and 10, completely rerouted those holes. And we built a second fairway on number 16. So now, I don't know if you remember number 9 and 10, where little quirky number 9 had a double dog leg. And
No,
number
I tell
10,
you what, Eric, I was supposed to be on the trip when they had the media trip there, and I got ill, so I wasn't able to go play. Yeah, no, and I heard all about the fishing, and we're going to get to the fishing in just a second. But I've never have played it out. I do want to come on out, but I didn't know if you guys did do restructuring. So there's 3 holes that you had that are completely different.
Yeah, the original hole, number 8, cut across there was a plan for there was an area that they planned to have put a marina in, and never came to fruition. So they come off number 7. You go out to a point. This is one of the most beautiful holes you'll see now. It's one of our new signature holes. There's lake all around it. It varies from 110 yards for the front tees to 200 yards from the back tees. And then you go up to number 9. Number 9 is one of the most toughest holes you're going to find anywhere. It's now at 600 yards long. It's got the
Oh,
lake
wow.
all along the left side, and it's got a little pond that's 100 yards in front of the green. And then you get to the green, and it's undulating like a roller coaster.
Bring a lot of balls, Ratchman. Bring a lot
I
of
will.
golf balls. He's made a lot of ponds rise in his career. I'm just saying.
Oh, and then we changed number 10 also. It used to be you had to hit an iron off the tee to a dog leg downhill right. Where you would cross the lake on number 9 is now the new number 10 tee box. It's on that levee. And so it's actually a dog leg left hole. It's beautiful in itself.
Well, do you think with all the changes, because Louisiana is known for getting a lot of weather and rain, does the new changes help, especially when it needs to dry out the course quicker and make the customer experience still top notch?
Yeah, the course does drain very well. Like we've had about 3 inches of rain. We'll probably carp at tomorrow, but in 2 days we'll probably 90-degree rule for the carts. And the bunkers, they have the better belly bunker system now in them. So the sand washes a little bit, but it doesn't wash nearly as much. The guys get out there in one day and they've got them all smooth and then play.
Well, to go along with the renovations of the golf course too, I know when we had talked to Kelsey Horn here a couple of weeks ago, I mean, the renovation, and you guys are going to be renovating the resort. You've already done a few things like put a spa and things like that. So people who don't play golf, still have something to do while they're staying on campus, right?
Yeah, they have been working to upgrade the hotel as well and the conference center. But the big draw is the golf course, of course. But there's some hiking trails also around.
Well, on the fishing side, what kind of fish are in Louisiana besides crawfish?
Well, the Toledo Bend Lake is known. I'm not a fisher myself, believe it or not, but they do a lot of bass fishing and crappie fishing.
Ooh.
Right. Hey, Eric, there's nothing like, I mean, I'm one of these guys that love to play 18 holes in the afternoon, go fishing in the morning. And man, I looked up on the fishing there. You guys got some of the best fishing in the country, really. I mean, people come from all over to do bass fishing and some of those things down there. Do you have some of those things that you do? You maybe play 18 holes, and do you have someone who can take you out fishing, or do you hook people up to do that?
We hook them up. There's a fishing guide service called Living the Dream. It's just up the road. We hook them up with them. Yeah, we have several of our golfers, our members who are fishing guides that we can hook them up with. But yeah, what's funny is you'll be out, you'll see guys golfing, and they see that they're not having a good day golfing, but they're enjoying the scenery and everything. They see the lake. We've actually had to tell people to move their boats out of the way of the golfers. They get a little too close.
Well, that would be my problem.
See, I see a golf tournament coming, bass and birdies. I'm thinking that would be a heck of a thing.
Have the number of pounds you catch is your handicap.
Yeah,
that's a great idea. Hey, you just come up with something good. Now I would be in all over that one. You know how many people love fishing, and golfing at the same time? And I know Louisiana's got some great music. I've been over there many, many a times. And, so you wrap it around golf, fishing, and music. Ooh. I mean, you got the trifecta there, Eric, if you could ever pull that off. I know when the media event was out there, you guys did do that. And, man, it was a big hit.
It was pretty good. We had a good time with all the media people. And we'd love to have you come up and see us.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm putting it on our list. I know Dave and I were talking about it last time, and I think Melanie Groff is wanting to come on out. She's one of our writers over in the Houston market. And I know she's been in touch with Kelsey, and we do want to make it a place to come on out and play. But can you tell us a little bit about some of the pricing if they kind of want to come out for, in most cases, they come for the weekend or maybe a weekday, couple days, don't they?
Yeah, the price structure is now on weekdays it's $65 as green fee with the cart, and as a senior over 60 you get a $5 break, and weekends it's $95. And for seniors it's $90. We do have for a military discount. And like I mentioned earlier, if you stay in the hotel, you get a 20% discount on the golf anyway. So you can either book it and pay the hotel for all your golf fees. You get one round of golf with one night stay, or you can just stay in the hotel and come to sales. So you stay in the hotel, and we'll give you a discount on the green fees.
Wow. Well, thank you for honoring our military. I appreciate that. I am a disabled vet myself, but Ratch, we got to put this on the Adventures of Mike and Dave tour. I mean, we've got to. This place is just getting me hungry to go get something to eat right now, because Louisiana, every time you say that, man, if I don't walk out of there with boudin and some gumbo, I just didn't make a trip to Louisiana.
Some crackling. I'm crackling.
Oh, I love the cracklings. Oh, yeah. I can't wait to drive to Alabama and stop through there off of I-10. Oh, yeah.
Hey, so Eric, let me ask you this before we let you go. And by the way, I appreciate you taking some time. I know you got busy days out there, and come on the show to join us a little bit. Sure do appreciate it. So what type of foods? I know we talked a little bit about with Kelsey when she was on, but at the restaurant, at the resort, what kind of foods do they offer there when you're on campus?
They have a good variety. They have steak and crab cakes, and they have the Cajun food, the gumbo and the boudin. So they do quite well up there.
Oh, I'm having. Oh, help me, Lord.
Hey, so let me ask you this, Eric. What would be a good website that folks can go to, or maybe a phone number you can get off if you want to know a little bit more about what's going on at Cypress?
CypressBendGolfClub.com.
Okay. Well, Eric, I appreciate.
We're operated by Sterling Golf. They run a few different golf courses in Houston, and they run Mallard Golf Course in Lake Charles. But it's CypressBendGolfClub.com.
Hey, real quick before I let you go, when I was on your website looking around, I've seen where you guys have a great setup for weddings and people who want to come out and have their business meetings and stuff like that. Is that also kind of wrapped around to stay and go play golf and stuff like that?
Well, we asked at the weddings. Yes, they do have some weddings, and they're very, very beautiful. That's all the hotel and conference center aspect of it. We have to work the golfers around them. So you may have a golfer in the backswing of your wedding pictures, which is always a neat story anyway.
Brides and birdies, baby. Brides and birdies. I like it.
I'll tell you what, Eric, you landed in a pretty good spot. You really did. I took a look at some of the photos of the golf course. It's amazing of what you guys really did to that course.
Well, what's neat about Cypress Bend is that it's along the Toledo Bend Lake, which is a beautiful lake. And there's 10 holes that front the water. You don't see that very often because most developers, they put the $1 million homes against the water. We've got the golf holes, and it flows. Every hole flows around the perimeter of the water, and it gets back. And they have some great scenery here.
Well, I've seen some of the photos, and they're pretty amazing. And we're going to take you up on that. We're all checking our schedules here. I'd like to come on out and maybe do a live show out there, just kind of hang out with you for a couple 3 days, and maybe find out what's going on Toledo Bend as well. Spend a couple days to do that.
That'd be great. We could hook you up with a fishing guide or something, and like you said, play some golf and do some fishing, and then do some dining.
You're a smooth talker. I think we could probably pull that off. Hey, Eric, I want to thank you very much for taking time out. And I know with your resort and golf course, you're really busy, so we appreciate your time. And this is not the last you hear of us. We'll be in touch with you soon.
Thank you. I enjoyed visiting with you.
All right. Likewise, buddy. Have yourself a good rest of the week. We'll catch up with you soon.
I will.
Hey, folks, let's want to take a real quick break. And when we come back, we're going to kind of wrap this thing up. So if you're still time for a little bit of colon, so don't go away. We'll be right back off after hours.
Book your next tee time at Cypress Bend Golf Resort in Toledo Bend Lake Country. The stunning redesigned course welcomes players of all levels, from new golfers to seasoned pros. Located along Toledo Bend Lake, the course features 10 unforgettable waterfront holes with lush fairways and panoramic views. Big fun awaits you beyond the greens. Book a guided fishing trip at our world-class fishery. Visit the new Toledo Bend Family Adventure Park. Swing into action and plan your dream getaway to Toledo Bend Lake Country today.
Welcome to the Scott Schreiner Golf Course in the heart of Kerrville, where the beauty of the hill country meets the thrill of the game. Experience golf like never before on a meticulously designed 18-hole course, a golfer's paradise surrounded by nature's splendor. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just getting into the swing of things, our course caters to all skill levels, guaranteeing you have a top-notch golf experience. Discover Scott Schreiner Golf Course, where passion meets play in the heart of the hill country. Book your tee time today and let the adventure begin.
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comal River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today or visit us online at landaparkgolfcourse.com.
Are you ready to treat you and your friends to a great golfing experience? If so, it's time to tee it up at the Club at Star Ranch. Located in Hutto, just 30 minutes from Austin, the Club at Star Ranch offers manicured fairways, pure putting greens, and multiple tee options for all skill levels to enjoy. Home of the 4-hour round, the Club at Star Ranch is rated 4.6 stars and strives for course consistency so you and your friends can enjoy that golf experience you deserve. The Club at Star Ranch, where your next round awaits.
Welcome back, everybody. Golf After Hours. I'm your host, Mike Ratchman, Dave Roberts. Dave, thanks for taking care of me while I was blanking out on my internet over here. I know there was some thunder and lightning going on over here. That might have had something to do with it, but thanks for covering me. Hey, John, I'm sorry I couldn't kind of hang with you. That would have been really nice. I really thought that's a hell of a place that he oversees. You got to be happy as heck for him.
Oh, I'm excited for him. So I'm going to go hang out with Joe Valentino, and we're going to go over there, and we'll do the Pop Strokes. We'll make it a weekend. But, hey, folks, we want to thank some of our viewers out there. We've got Karen Steele-Kronstadt. She said, hey, Mike, welcome back from Iceland. So we want to say that. Kyle Briggs is telling us we got to go over and go to Louisiana. And Jewel the Dancing Baker, who's watching our show, she's new to the show. Of course, you know, I'm still looking. I mentioned the word tiger and I didn't see Johnny's dad. So I'm kind of upset a little bit about that, because usually when I say that, he kicks right in there. But Joe Valentino's on the show. And thanks, Joe, for nominating me for president. I would make you my VP anytime because I know that you know people. Because as someone said, you know because you know and you know. So you are the know. So
wow, talk about a messed up couple. Holy crap.
You're the Secretary of State. What are you talking about, man? you and Art Strickland could be like public affairs or international affairs because he goes everywhere. See, and then Art books it on the arts of travel. And then, yeah, I could see this working for us. We would have the Oval Office would then become ovaler if we are all in there. I'm telling you.
Hey, folks, listen, we got a giveaway that we're doing here. Johnny, if you got this up and running, listen, all you have to do is go to the Texas Golf Insider. If you know who these people are, you qualify for a cool Texas carry bag, koozies, a couple dozen of Pro V Titleist golf balls. When you take a look at most of them, not most of them, I'd say maybe more than a handful of them. You probably know this just by looking at them, but there's a couple of them that it's going to make you think. You're going to have to probably jump online, and I really don't even know how you find. What's that? Okay, yeah, and so check it out, folks. TexasGolfInsider.com. Go to it, sign up, take some time out to find out who they are, and you win this cool Texas Golf Insider cooler. It's a carry pack. I got several for myself. Davey, you got one too.
Yes, I do, and it goes everywhere I go around the world, baby.
And it's a good one, folks. It's really a nice layout. And the koozies go along with it. And it's also got some Titleist golf balls. So, and we're going to sign off with this. Hey, listen, TaylorMade, Wayne Wagner, Bo, and Jerry Ratch are still the top four because we play 4 places out of 60. I moved up a notch. I am now in 9th place instead of 10th. Dave, who did you pick last week?
I picked Tyrell, the baby Hatton, and I fell down to about 13th place. So Ratchman is now leading the sweepstakes. I'm proud to say that. But you know what? I've got the pick of the week, and if you want to know more of that, then don't ask me. But other than that, yeah.
We only got 4 weeks left, and there's still a lot of money on the table.
I've had this the whole season, and whiner butt. God, I can't believe it.
Hey, I tell you what, when I seen your pick, Tyrell Hatton, I thought that was a shoe-in. I didn't have him anymore. But I thought that was a good pick. He loves playing in that kind of stuff.
Well, when he went 16 pars and 2 bogeys, I said, okay, he's on top of things. But when you go 7 over in the last 4 holes to miss the cut by 1, you get the knucklehead of the week award. I'm telling you.
Yes, the same with Aberg. I thought, he would play a little bit better. Actually, I thought Rory would play it a little bit better as well. Hey, listen, we got to get Johnny out of here. We got to wrap this thing up. Hey, Davey, you're going to be where next week?
I'm going to be broadcasting live from Anchorage, Alaska, Fort Richardson, where the sun doesn't go down, but my putts will.
It will. Hey, listen, you're taking us around the world, so we appreciate you doing that. Hey, folks, listen, I want to thank our guest, Art Strickland. I also want to thank John Tilley for coming on in, Eric Casper for taking time out to come in as well. Hey, folks, when you're up around the DFW area, check out Shields, man. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Very cool place. And if you want to ride that Ferris wheel he's talking about, only cost you $1. Just $1 to ride this thing. It's 2 stories. And, of course, Davey, I want to thank you for always making the show possible. And Johnny G, big dog Johnny G. Guajardo from GA Media for producing it every week. Hey, folks, listen, I want to thank everybody for joining us every week, sharing it with everybody. And, as long as you guys keep doing that, Dave and I'll be back every Wednesday. So I want to wish everybody a great rest of the week. You all have a great time. We'll see you all next week. Until then, rain or shine,
book your tea time.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Cheers to you. Hope that is now over.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
We're good to go.
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comal River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today or visit us online at landaparkgolfcourse.com.
Just minutes north of San Antonio on Highway 281, you will find Valor Creek Golf Club in Blanco, Texas. Valor Creek is now offering stay-and-play packages starting at $150 per person per night. Relax in the beautifully furnished Tuscany Heights condominium and walk out your front door and play one of the Hill Country's premier semi-private golf courses. So break away from the city and make Valor Creek the perfect getaway for a peaceful weekend or family outing. Call us now at 830-833-0706 or go to www.vcgc.golf. That's vcgc.golf.